Good morning, and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all figuring out together peace out. I am still looking for that button, though. I still wish there was just a button I could push and that this peace would just like take over. But it's a process. I'm learning that it's a process. But the process is not that hard. The process just means we've got to do it over and over every single day. And sometimes we've got to do it over and over, over and over and over and over all day long. That's where I'm at today. But before we get too far in, let me talk about the book of the week is Peace Out, and it is available on Amazon in print or Kindle, and it's available on the website, dovesfireministriespublications.com. That's an ebook form where you can print it out just like this. I even bound it this morning. Cool, right? I won't show you the mistakes, okay? You just look, it just looks good, okay? Anyway, so you can grab a copy of that from either of those sources. But I also have a lot of other books on all of those sites. I have the story of how God healed me, how the year in which you saved my life. I've got this one, the Garden Connection. It talks about how the New Testament and the Old Testament all come together, and it all started in the garden. It's pretty cool. And then I've got the Fear of the Lord, which is not what you think. Nobody wants to buy this one because they don't want to talk about the fear of the Lord, but it's not what you think. I promise. You'll be surprised and you'll be blessed and you'll like it. So check out the two bookstores on Amazon and Deaf Star Ministries Publications.com. So this morning, I am a little wound up in case you didn't notice, because when I got up at 4:30 this morning, and I actually kind of went back to sleep to about 5:30, but things just started piling up, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? It was just like this happened and that. We're talking like 6 in the morning. Nothing happens at 6 in the morning, right? But it was this morning, and this happened and that happened and something else. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And of course, I went to bed and I hadn't finished a project, but I did finish another project. I got a new client. All these things. You see how my brain works, right? It's just like all the time. It's all the time. It never stops. It really never stops. Even if I'm not talking, it doesn't stop. So I had all these thoughts going. I was like, man, do I have a full plate or what? And that's why I titled today's devotion Plate Full, because I realized that my plate was just so full of things I got to do, things I get to do. It's not all bad. It's not all bad at all. Matter of fact, most things weren't bad, right? But there's just so many things going on, and so many things to do, and so many things I get to do, and so many things, taking care of Chris, and just so many things on my plate. And I was just like, man, I really do need that peace button. I really think God should have installed it. I mean, wouldn't that have been an amazing design to just be able to just push the peace button and go, whew, right? And yet we kind of do have that. It's not quite that easy, and it's a process to learn how to do it. It's a process every day, because things get entered into our story every day. Things get taken out of our story every day. Things get put on our plate every day. Things get taken off of our plate every day. Some things we want taken off of our plate. Some things we don't want taken off our plate. So we have this series of emotional highs and lows in a day, a week, a month, a year, a lifetime, right? And we have this series of really good things that happen and a series of really bad things that happen, and they all come together to make our days and to make our lives. And it's learning to be content with whatever's on your plate. And it's about learning how to take that plate, whatever's on your plate, to God. But there's a scripture for that. I've got a scripture for it. So in 1 Peter 5:9, it says this: give all your worries and cares, not just your worries, to God, for He cares about what happens to you. And that brought me so much peace this morning as I went back to that one. I was like, you know what? God doesn't have any limitations. He doesn't say, give me all of your worries, but keep your own cares. That's your business. I don't want anything to do with what you care about. Right? Or he could have said, give me the things you care about, but you're just going to have to worry about some stuff. You're just going to have to stay over there and worry about it. I don't know what to do about it either. Or he could have said, you can bring me everything except your finances, or everything except your friendships, or everything except your family, or everything except your fun stuff. I'm trying to think of things that all start with F, right? You could bring everything except this. Or he could have said, I only take this on Thursdays. What is today? Today's Wednesday. So I only take this kind of request on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, you can only bring the things that make you weep, because it starts with W. On Thursdays, you can only bring things that make you thirsty or hungry for God. You can only bring, he didn't put any stipulations on it. He didn't put any guidelines. He didn't say, okay, here's how you have to bring your request. Because the cool thing is, your request, your what does it say, worries and cares. Because the cool thing is, whether we are crying our eyes out in sorrow, we can bring those things to Him. Or if we have something that we're really happy about, we can bring that to him too. There's not this list of do's and don'ts. We can come sliding in on our knees going, oh God, I need help. Or we can come in very humbly and quietly going, God, this is just a good day. Thanks for a good day, and thanks for this, and thanks for that. Now we know that Thanksgiving is a key to entering into his presence anyway. And so when we're bringing our worries and our cares, he doesn't care how we bring them. He just wants us to bring them. And he's eagerly awaiting for that interaction. And that was what the whole garden was about, as a matter of fact, was interacting with God and God interacting with his creation, us. God's whole purpose was relationship. God's whole purpose was, I want to talk to you and I want you to talk to me. And I want us to have a relationship. Remember, he went and got the children of Israel. What does it say? To bring them to himself. It was all about relationship. It wasn't just about showing his power. It was about fulfilling his promise to Abraham. Because if you remember when right before Joseph died, he said, God's going to come get you. Don't forget to take my bones with you when God comes to get you to take you back to the promised land. Right? So maybe he didn't know how bad it was going to get before God came. And sometimes that's what gets us caught, right? But if you remember too, God gets them out of the wilderness, or out of Egypt, out of slavery, across the Red Sea, out into the wilderness. He's providing for them miraculously water and quail and manna. He's providing, and they're going, oh, I wish we had just died in Egypt. We never quite get it. We do the same thing. It's just on a whole different plane, right? So we take God all our cares and worries, and then we take them back, and then we give them to him, and then we get mad at him, and we take them back. I talked to somebody yesterday who's like, sometimes I just blame God, and I'm like, it's okay. He's in charge, and he can handle that. And he wants us to be totally open and honest with him about everything. He's a big God. He can handle it. And he still gives you his peace. He's not going to say, I'm not dealing with that today. Don't even come in here today with that. He's always ready and willing with open arms to accept us with our requests, our whines, our moans, our complaints, our complaints, our thanksgivings, whatever. He just wants a relationship with us, and in all honesty, that's where peace comes from. So take him whatever's bothering you or blessing you today. He'll take it all. He just wants to see you. He just wants to talk to you today. Take it to him today. He'll take it, and he'll give you his peace. That's where you'll find it. So peace out. Have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow.